Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are sharing with you some tips before you get on the Carnival Radiance.
Yeah, this is a fabulous cruise ship that we really enjoyed, and there are some tips that we have though for you that we noticed just from taking it, and we're going to jump right into them here because no reason to delay. The first one is there are no outlets by the beds. There were none in our balcony cabin, and that's a big deal. People always want to know. We do have a ship tour. If you want to see specifically what that looks like, you can click that video. But there were no outlets by the beds, so if you have to hook up something that you need to have by you, some people have medical devices they bring.
Or even just your phone.
Yeah, definitely consider bringing an extension cord if it's vital to you.
Yes.
Otherwise, there are other outlets that you can walk to, but you won't have one right next to your bed.
Right, yes. So the next one is that the rooms in the front of the ship have a lot more elevators.
Yeah, and they're way less
available to them. So yeah, that part of the ship was not real busy. That's where our cabin was. So if you're in that front part of the ship, tons of elevators up there for some reason, and you could move around the ship freely, up and down, all around. You know, if you're needing to get somewhere real quick or whatever, and you don't want to take the stairs. Very easy, really nice. As opposed to if you're midship, there's a lot of elevators, but way busier.
Yeah, so definitely our favorite place on this ship is towards the front. It is quieter. It is, and it's way easier to get around. Next thing is that the thermal suite on this ship is not that good. Not worth the upcharge unless it's included in your room like it was for us.
Yes.
We had the Cloud9 spa balcony room, and so if you have that, you have access to the thermal suite. We did use it a little bit, not nearly as much as normal though, right?
No. The space was just so tiny. There were 3 small saunas in the front part, right when you got in there, and then just the beds that you can relax on that have the heating on them, and the experience showers were just like a little corner like this here behind us with the water, 2 of them, and they were literally just right side by side, taking up about as much space as this corner, and it was just really disappointing in how small it was.
Our next tip is, if you can, and if you want to save some money, which most people do, share your internet connection on the ship. We bought one package for one device only, and we shared it amongst all of our devices. So the way that works is if you are on the internet, like I'm on my phone, and she wants to get on, she tries to log on, it'll say, oh no, there's already another device on the internet, and then it'll say you can knock that device off and get on yourself. Which is what you do. You knock that device off, that device is off, then you log on, and you can basically just log on all different devices. So as long as you don't have to be on at the same exact time, then you're fine with just one device, one package. If you do have to be on 2 devices at the same time, you still don't need it to get more devices, because you can just use a hotspot from your phone. We used the hotspot from my Android phone. I don't know that we tried it from your iPhone. Sometimes iPhones have a harder time delivering hotspots on a cruise ship, we've noticed.
Yes.
From my Android phone, I put it on the hotspot, and we had like 3 devices on at a time, only having the one device. So if you have an Android phone, or you don't need to be on at the same time, you don't need to be buying like a 4-device package for your family if you can convince everybody they don't need to be on 24 hours a day, and that will save
in other words, if you don't have teenagers,
it will save you a lot of money because the internet is very expensive, and it is pretty it's not fast.
Yeah, it's not that great anyways, so you're not going to be doing a ton of stuff. You're going to be having a good time anyways on the cruise, so you should be able to share it amongst your crew.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is, this ship goes to Ensenada a lot, so if you're going to Ensenada and you're docked there, you will probably be able to use your cell phone plan.
And Catalina too.
If you're on AT&T, check your cell phone plan, because if you have access in Mexico, you really just might not want to pay for a lot of internet access on this ship. Next one is to download the app before you get on, because you can start doing stuff on there right away.
Exactly.
Making reservations, and it's a pretty good app.
Yeah, it is actually. It's Carnival really did nail it with their app. They're probably one of the best ones for the cruise ship apps. If you've been on a lot of different cruise brands like we have, you know that some of them you don't even bother with using, but Carnival is great. You can make reservations on there. You can use the chat, different things like that. So just make sure that you download it before you get on the ship, because like Rob said, you could use it as soon as you get on.
Yeah, this next one's kind of funny because we travel all the time, and we don't have access to print anything ever. So when we show up to a cruise port, sometimes this one we had actually just gotten off of 2 other train trips that we were doing. If
From
you like
Canada.
if you like train travel, check out our we have a train YouTube channel also called Ground Life Travel. But we just gotten off 2 consecutive train trips, and we got to the port in Long Beach, and we didn't know anything. We knew we were on that cruise that day. We didn't know our room number. We didn't know what kind of room we had. We didn't know our reservation number. We didn't have luggage tags. We didn't have anything. We literally just showed up to the port knowing we were supposed to be on that cruise. Walked up, first person we saw said, "Do you have your tickets?" I said, "No."
We do not.
He said, "What's your name?" Gave him our name. He typed in our name to his little computer thing, printed out our ticket, walked right on, no problem. So I've seen people stress so much about, like, do I have binders that are like this thick with all the paperwork. You do not need to stress that much about it. You could literally just show up knowing your name, and they will let you on the ship.
They check your ID, and
like
that's it.
15 seconds. So that's just a tip that if you're a person that stresses about if you've messed up, you have not messed up. You could not possibly show up knowing less than we did, and we got there, we got on right away, so no problem.
And this was also our first time at the Long Beach cruise port, so we didn't even know anything about the port itself. Like, we've been to a ton of the other ones, but this was our first time at this one in California. And it was just like, we'll just wing it, we'll just show up, it'll be fine. And it was perfectly fine.
It was fine. Next one is to make your My Time reservations in the app. We did see a lot of people going down to dinner, just kind of showing up to the main restaurant, and when you just walk in, you're going to get in a pretty long line. If you make your reservation in the app, you'll kind of get ahead of all those people, and it'll tell you, it'll be like, all right, probably about a 15-minute wait. You can wait in your room instead of just standing down there.
And then you get your assignment and you just show up and they walk you right to your table.
Yeah, so much better. So make your dining reservations in the app. That is a big one. And when you get to the dining, next tip is you can ask to find out if your table is private, if you like that. I know some people like to sit with other people. Some people like to sit by themselves. And, so whatever you want to do, just know that whatever they assign you to, you don't have to just take that. You can change it.
Yep, you just see the attendant or the maitre d' there that assigns the tables, and they'll get you all set up. Move you if they need to. They can tell you exactly where your table is.
All right, talk to us about chargers and ports in the room.
All right, so there were, as we mentioned earlier, there were no ports or outlets, electrical outlets, to charge things by the bed. And not only that, there weren't a ton of outlets in the room, period. So if you've watched our channel before, you probably know that this little guy right here is our favorite travel buddy. This one comes with us everywhere that we go. We'll put the link for this item down below in the description. You can also find it on our website on the things that you need to have with you on a cruise ship, which is groundedlifetravel.com. You can find all that information there as well, but we'll put the link down below in the description. This is a travel adapter, and what we love about this is we can use it in every single country. We've been to over 50 countries, and we've never been to, none of those countries have ever been a problem to use this guy. And you could use it, it has the adapter here, so you press it forward and it gives you, this is the US adapter, obviously. Press the button, pull that in. Here's our UK type adapter. You can also use that like in India and places like that. And then our EU adapter as well right here. And the best part is it's got 4 USB ports here, and you can also still plug in something right here. So you can not theoretically, we do this all the time, charge 5 things at one time.
Yeah.
We travel with a lot of electronics, camera gear, and video cameras, and computers, and phones, and tablets, and all kinds of stuff. And this is our BFF. We each have one, so we can actually charge 10 things at once. And I'm not going to lie to you, we have done that before.
Yep.
So again, you can find the link to this down in the description if you want to get that travel adapter. It is the greatest thing we've bought.
Yeah. If you have kids with phones and they all want to keep charging them, you have to have one of these.
It's a lifesaver.
There's only a couple of outlets.
You can actually just use this at home, really.
Yeah, you can use it in a hotel, anywhere.
Anywhere.
I mean, most hotels, they have enough outlets for you, but cruise ships and trains, they do not. You have to have one of these, or it's just going to be chaos. So the next tip is to buy your water from them in advance. You could also just use the water from the buffet. That's free. But if you don't want that hassle, Carnival does sell a water package where you get like 6 or 12 bottles of water, and they'll have them right in your room before you even get there. And it's a pretty good deal. It's not really that expensive.
Yeah, and you can buy it's like the pack of 16-ounce waters, or you can buy the bigger waters too.
Yeah. So just buy the water ahead of time. Then we don't have to try to like run up to the buffet every night to get water in a cup and bring it down.
Yeah, it's a whole hassle. This is nice because they deliver it right to your room. It's there. A lot of times it's there when we get on the ship. We've done this a lot on Carnival. It's there when we get on, or it's delivered shortly thereafter, but usually almost always on the first day.
Next tip is to bring or purchase your own soda because they are expensive. You can bring them on. And when you're in a port, you could actually buy something and bring them on from there as well, most of the time too.
Yep.
So that is just an expense you don't need to pay for, and you'll have exactly what you want when you want. And it's kind of a hassle to get soda from the bar. So I definitely recommend bringing soda.
Yeah, it's good. All right, guys. So hopefully these will help you guys out as you're getting ready for your trip on the Carnival Radiance. Guys, do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more. If you haven't seen our other videos on the Carnival Radiance, stay right here on the channel and check those out as well. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below and give us a like. Guys, we'll see you soon.